Stress seems to be all around me. Sometimes I feel like I'm being crushed by it. And that doesn't help me with my magnesium. So today, here's what I want to do. I want to share some things with you that I've been doing to really help reset internally, because there's so many things happening externally that I have no control of. And so that reset internally helps me to stay calmer, more focused. I don't want to crash my thyroid from the stress, and I don't want to be crippled. So if you like simple routines, let's talk. We have a CRA in our body, CAR, Cortisol Awakening Response. How is yours? That stress can change it. And in the morning, we're setting the tone for how we will react through the day. And I want to take those early morning moments, or if I've slept in, the late morning moments, and make sure that my cortisol awakening response has been tuned to keep me focused, happy, productive, calm, holding on to magnesium, not stressing out adrenals, maintaining thyroid function, and helping me sleep in the night. And it just takes minutes. I like about 8 minutes, but I'm going to show you how to make it shorter if you don't have that much time. The very first thing that I do when I wake up is the night before I put salt water by the side of my bed. Now, some people like lemon and feel better with lemon. I do better with salt. You do you. See what works best. And so I'm flushing my body, I'm adding the salt, and I'm starting to wake up my body. Then the next thing I do is I grab a quick piece of sunshine. Fast. We're talking 30 seconds. And I will go to a window that's open because I want that full on sun, or I'll go to my front porch and just stand there for 30 seconds with my eyes open. Now, if I can't do that because of weather, I'll use one of those happy lights that replicates the benefits of the sun. Sunshine is always best, but if I can't do that in the winter time, if it's too cold, I will use that happy light and just wake up my body. And then is what I like to do is 1 to 2 minutes of my eyes standing, my eyes are closed, and I'm just gently moving my body. And I think of it like waking up my spine, twisting, but it's so gentle, moving, stretching to the side. I'll drop down to the front. I'll roll up. I'll roll my shoulders. Oh, 1 to 2 minutes. The next thing I want to do is, so that was our gentle movement. The next thing that I want to do is bilateral moving. So I've done gentle moving and just stretched, all sorts of different things, and really move my spine. And then I want bilateral moving. Anytime that we cross our body, that we're moving bilaterally. Let me stand up here. Oh, let's see if I can. I don't like it when it tracks me, because then every time I move my hands, it moves. Okay. We'll do this. Okay. So I'll move my chair there. So bilateral moving, we're just crossing our body whatever way works best in the space that we have. So anything, we just want that cross of our left side to our right side. I tend to do this one. It's just simple. So very simple. So if you're taking notes, flush with salt water, grab sunshine, close your eyes, gentle breathing. Let me get this back down on me. Close your eyes, gentle breathing, gentle movement, bilateral movement. Let's go through and talk about each of those and how you can set it up to work for you. Because depending where your body's at, some of those things can put you into deeper fight or flight. And we don't want to do that. And remember, my name's Kristen. I'm a magnesium advocate. I'm not a doctor, not prescribing or telling you what to do. I'm just surrounded by so much stress, social media stress, just, it just feels like it's collapsing in on me sometimes. And that doesn't help me hold on to my magnesium levels. And there are things that we can do simply that will set our vagal tone for the day. The stronger your vagal tone, the more of you show up as. Because when we're reacting to things, that's not who we are. That's not the best version that we have to offer the people we love. Setting that vagal nerve tone and movement will determine your melatonin, your serotonin. It's everything. And you can do it in under 8 minutes. Under 8 minutes. Let me grab some water. Okay. I do better with salt in the morning. Some people don't. Some people do better with lemon. Now, you can go straight to just plain water. You can try salt water or lemon water. If you don't have to do that, if you don't have time to figure that out, just drink some water. I like it by the side of my bed so I don't get pulled into anything else. Oh my gosh, I didn't do the dishes, or oh, the laundry needs to be rotated. So I do like to have that prepped by the side of my bed so that I'm staying in that moment of those early morning minutes that help my day so much. The next thing is grabbing that sunshine. Determine where you're going to do that. I have a window in my bedroom. I slide open the window and I have sunshine. That's how I tend to do it most of the time. And I'm not talking your full, we're just talking, we want that sun hitting our eyes. We want those rays, those inflammatory reducing rays from the sun waking up our brain, and that HPA axis that determines the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal, determines the communication in your brain. I want it activated and ready for the day. And that quick boost of sunshine, 30 seconds, helps your body to do that. And then with your eyes closed and adding that breath work, you need to make sure that breath work that you're doing fits where your adrenals are. Now, one that I like to do is a quick breath in and 2 out. So it looks like this. That one is game changing for me. If you are in hypervigilance mode, if you're in deep fight or flight mode, that can actually make it worse. So make sure, maybe your breathing is just, I like the flashlight breathing, and sometimes I'll use that. So I think of a flashlight shining all over my body as I breathe and just sending oxygen to that part of my body. So just breathing nice and calm and thinking of the flashlight down to my toes, thinking of the flashlight running up my legs, up my spine, my neck, my head, the top of my head, behind my eyes as I do that deep breathing. That's a really nice one that tends not to trigger people. Sometimes the very act of having your eyes closed can be triggering. Now, is what this does while we're deep breathing is it resets that HPA axis. But if having your eyes closed is triggering to you, then keep them open while you do this. It's not about following my exact system. It's about you creating the system and understanding how important those first moments when you wake up, how important they are. And so if keeping your eyes open is too much, or keeping your eyes closed is too much, then open them. Or maybe you keep them closed for half of it. Play with it. See what works for you. The next of gentle movement. Maybe you've got some yoga moves that are very calming to you. Maybe you have a specific sequence that are very calming to you. Maybe you just, I like to go free flow in that moment. And I just trust my body and move gently of what feels good. So mine looks a little different every single day. And then the bilateral, I tend to keep it the same here and just elbow to knee, or hand to knee if you can't do that. And that's a very simple one. I don't have to worry if it works or not. It's moving my large muscles and it's making it super simple for me to get in that bilateral movement, which improves brain function. It improves cognitive function and it improves focus. There's so many studies that back that up, that bilateral movement. Now, energetically speaking, it really strengthens you. So, for example, I've had just numerous comments like, your hair looks greasy, or go, I wouldn't trust anyone that their hair, anyway, just these comments on my hair. And it, like, sometimes I can laugh it on. And then this weekend, there was like a couple right in a row, and I was just like, oh. And so I was kind of crashing energetically, like, oh my gosh. And then this morning, my hair dryer, I couldn't find it. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going on with wet hair. The hair police are going to come after me. And it kind of like, I let it collapse me a little bit energetically. And we don't want our kids doing that, because other people pick up on that when we've got that collapsed energy. Have you ever seen someone that just, you know, that they're just not having a good day, even though they haven't said anything? And so that crossing of our body. And so this morning, I just got back from St. George being with my mom, and I'm running around trying to find my hair dryer so that I don't get hair comments. And then I went, Kristen, stop it right now. Now I have a name for my inner dialogue. And so I talked to her and said, you just knock it off. Doesn't matter if your hair is wet or dry for this live. And then I did some bilateral movement because it helped my energy open back up. So I wasn't coming on a live worried about that. I was coming on a live sharing with you and reminding you that those early morning moments are setting your tone throughout the day. Those early morning moments set the tone for your thyroid, for your sleep, how you will react to people sets the tone. So what are you doing in your early morning moments? And sometimes I have to tell you, I love systems and routines, and I love a long routine, but I don't always have, I can get so caught up in a routine in the morning, and I love that. I don't always have an hour or even 30 minutes or even 15 minutes. I can go through this so quickly. Now, feeling rushed is setting you up for fight or flight. If you wake up and you like, oh, I've got to do this, and then I've got to go run over here, you're setting your tone for the day to be in fight or flight. And so that's what drinking my water in the morning, and I'll drink a whole glass. I do between, Christine, 8 to 12 ounces. I believe this one, it's most of the time it's this glass, and I believe this is 12 ounces, but it's not quite filled to the top. And if I'm feeling rushed to do that, and then I rush through that as a list, oh, I've got to do this to set my nervous system regulation. Take a deep breath. Come out of good girl energy. Don't worry about checking things off your list. Just take a deep breath and focus on you, on your breathing. Because rushing through the morning, rushing in that first 10 minutes, feeling that pressure is going to do the opposite of what this should be doing. Now, I was also, we had grandkids over on the weekend, and I was getting some things set up, and I was trying to get this one part picked out of a piece of wood for the fairy garden. And the tool I was using wasn't working. And it wasn't until about the fourth tool that I found what worked. Now, I wanted that done. And so I just was trying different tools. I wasn't overwhelmed by the tools. I didn't go, oh, I've got so many tools. I don't know what to do. Adding tools doesn't mean you do all the tools right now. So determine right now, is this a tool I'm going to add in? Or is this a tool I'm just going to have in my tool belt? Because let me tell you, when I found, I don't even know what it was called, it had a little spinner thing on it with a little tiny piece of sandpaper. Boom, was done in 3 seconds, where I've been working for about 10 minutes trying to get that little piece done. And having the right tool at your disposal makes it simple and easy. Adding tools on your shoulders is keeping you overwhelmed, stressed, tired, feeling like it'll never happen for you. This is not where we put our tools for one more thing to do. We have a tool belt. And we put those tools in our tool belt to have at our disposal. Overwhelm, one more thing to do, means you're putting it on your shoulders, which, in my opinion, if that's happening, you're operating from a male energy. And now, sometimes we need that. Operating from a female energy, we don't feel weight on our shoulders. We bring things in because our hips are the most powerful part of us. That's why that movement, when I do the movements, I really get my hips going, because that's where we hold that feminine, powerful energy. I've had a couple people the last couple days say, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming, all these things. Healthy women have a strong filter. Filter right now. Make that decision. Is this worthy of my tool belt? The things we talked about today. If it's a no for you, walk away and don't think about it again. If realizing and understanding the importance of those first moments of the day, and it's helped to give you structure, then you have a pathway. Do you put it in your tool belt to use at a later time? Or do you want to add that now? Make your decision and make it strongly is the pattern of the healthiest women I know. Vacillating back and forth is a form of self-abuse, in my opinion. Make your decision, make it strongly. Let's go over the system again. I flush with salt water. I grab sunshine. Deep breathing with my eyes closed. Movement and bilateral movement. And we'll create a graphic that details those things and put it out so it makes it simple to you. Your morning is set with the things you decide to do. Your day is set with the things you determine to do in the morning. Take those powerful moments in the morning to enhance who you are. Take those powerful moments, do powerful things so that throughout your day, you're in your power, in that feminine power. Think of things just coming to you. They just flow to you. That's feminine energy. And you can tell where you're at. There's a couple litmus tests, and I want to share with you. If someone gives you a compliment, how do you receive the compliment? Because health isn't always about doing things. It's about receiving things too. And we can get caught up in all the things we have to do. How are you receiving? Because healthy women receive graciously. How do you take a compliment? If I could see you right now, Natalie. I just saw Natalie's comment. I miss your beautiful face. If I could see you right now, Natalie, and I said, oh my gosh, Natalie, your skin is glowing. And I forgot how much I love to just see your eyes. How Natalie receives that comment is showing where she's standing in her feminine energy, in my opinion. Oh, no, my skin, or maybe, oh, thank you. But internally, she's like, oh my gosh, how you receive. Did you just stand there for a minute and just soak it in? Or did you push it away? Have you had opportunities or experiences or something just show up for you unexpected? It used to sound so ridiculous to me, but I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Women who are standing in their feminine energy, we have both. We have feminine and we have male and female energy, and we need to use both. When you're leading in your dominant energy, things just show up for you. They just start to happen. And if you're feeling blocked, and if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling overwhelmed, get those hips moving. Just go spend 2 minutes moving those hips. I would love to know your takeaway from today. Oh, and then, Natalie. Oh, Miracle Morning. Yeah, I've been talking about it. Natalie's comment was, I learned this. We talked about this 8 years ago. And that's what I like to focus on. Foundational things that don't change. They're not trendy. They're things that have worked and will work. Simple, easy things to set your foundation strong. Because when you're walking powerfully, you're holding on to your magnesium. You are holding on to that magnesium, and you're changing the way your minerals flow in your body. Versus feeling weighted and heavy and burdened and overwhelmed and tired and I can't do this. So let's shift that. And we shift it in the morning. It makes it easy. I love it when things are easy. Okay, I want to flip to my book. I'd love to know what your powerful takeaway was. Oh, can you quickly repeat, Christina, my saltwater wash rinse? You can actually, I think, kind of see it. See how the salt crystals are down at the bottom? So I just fill up a glass with water and then I put some good salt in it. Today's salt, let's see, my Baja Gold was out here. And so this was a French sea salt that I put at the bottom. And then I mixed it a little bit, but because it was big crystals, some of it settled, about 8 to 12 ounces, and drink that. Okay, we have just a few minutes left. I wanted to add this because sometimes I don't see those questions, so I'm just going to my notebook. Okay, here we go. Nicole asked about the shelf life of iodine. The beautiful thing is that iodine stores really well, especially mine from living the good life naturally, because it's in glycerin. And so it doesn't break down as fast. When you open it, it does start to, over a long period of time, it will break down a little bit, but some is better than none. I still use it. And we're talking years at that point, not months. So the shelf life is amazing. Sherry asked, do I take salt before or after iodine if it makes you tired? If you're taking iodine and it makes you tired, you're flushing out bromine and other things, and your body's not set up to get rid of that for you. And so it could be tanking your thyroid. And at that point, Sherry, you need to determine if iodine is a good fit for you. You could take it before preventatively. Absolutely. If that happens to you, I think it's a great fit to take it after also, so that you're giving your body the minerals it needs to carry that bromine out, and determine if it's happening all the time, you could be crashing your thyroid. If you have Hashimoto's, iodine's not a good fit. And there's others, great, and so it's your body communicating to you, listen. Some people can work through that so it stops happening, and others need to take a break from the iodine. And so that's where it really becomes personalized to your journey. The other one was, and I can't find the name on it. I didn't write down the name. Molly, getting rid of synthetic estrogen. Fiber, baby. Fiber. Making sure you got adequate fiber is the foundation of getting rid of synthetic estrogen in your body. Fiber. And looking at your fiber intake. Now, after that, you can go into binders, and we can look at some binders, but I wouldn't go to binders until I had my fiber down, and consistently every day I was getting my fiber in. And so if you're concerned about those synthetic estrogens, or you've got hormonal problems and synthetic estrogen is a part of it, look at your fiber, because it binds to the fiber to take it out of your body. And if you don't have enough fiber, you're just recycling that synthetic estrogen. My name is Kristen. I'm the founder and CEO of Living the Good Life Naturally, and I am a magnesium advocate. Soaking in magnesium, holding on to your magnesium. And sometimes it just feels like the world's crashing in lately for me. And today I really wanted to focus on things that would help, set the tone, take my power back. And I'm hoping maybe some of it helped you, because when we do that, we show up as the best version of ourselves, and we determine that flow internally so that we're not as driven by external stimuli. And I needed mine to be stronger. And so that system that I talked about today has really helped me. It's very quick. Sometimes that's my whole morning routine. Sometimes that's the opening credit of my morning routine if I've got more time to focus on that. Remember, you can adjust it and make it work for you. When you're done, you should feel energized, focused, calmer, ready to start your day. That's the goal of the 8-minute morning. And remember, it's adjustable. Make it work for you. It was delightful being with you today. Remember, in the fall, we can still collect sunshine. I'm still focused on collecting that sunshine to keep my vitamin D levels active and working for my body. I'm soaking in magnesium to activate those things so that I go into the fall and winter with a strong immune system that's calm on the inside and radiates on the outside. That's how I'm focused on creating health. It's been delightful being with you. Bye. Oh, Linda, you're welcome. Oh, Sherry, thank you. Linda, thank you. Yeah, and there are times, Colleen, there's a rhythm and flow to, like, I'll go back to what the hair thing. Um, there are days it doesn't even faze me and I can just let it go. And then there are days that it kind of gets to me. And it's just a great indication of where I'm at. And so over the weekend, I did like a little bit. And then I went, Kristen, you're letting other people determine how you feel? No, 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 no. This is a good indication that I need to take a moment and make sure that I'm grounded, that I'm stepping into that powerful place so that a comment from someone else doesn't change my view of myself. What's the mineral that we need to take with magnesium? Sometimes when I see the comment, I'm not quite sure what I was talking about. And so the mineral that we need to take with magnesium, I was talking about iodine and magnesium. I made a little page in my notebook for lives and the questions that come in so that I can reference those. And then I put a little check mark by them that I've done it. So at the end, I think I'll start doing that so that I can cover those questions. So we were talking about iodine. Jenna Lee, I'm glad it helped. I'm so glad it helped. Yeah, so glad that it helped. With a grain. Ounces. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to think of, it sounds like this was maybe a good fit for some of you too, if you're just feeling like the world was coming in crashing. The other thing, I want to share this I just want to share this. Look for the glimmers. Look for the increase. Look for those things. When I go thrifting, I look for specific things and they show up because that's what I'm looking for. And when I feel like the world is upside down, I look for the increase, the glimmers, and they're there, even though there's lots of other things there also. But looking for the increase, looking for the glimmers helps me when there are things happening that I don't have any control over. Looking for the increase. It's just like, I have my thrifting list of what I'm looking for. Right now I'm looking for thin layering pieces when I thrift. And if it's on my list, I'm looking for it, it shows up because that's what I'm focused on seeing. And that's what grows. And if it just feels upside down to you, join me in looking for some glimmers, looking for the increase, because it's there. The increase is there. Write it down. Put it in the physical, dimensional, 3D world. Write it down so that when it's around you, you're seeing it. What you focus on grows. And the things you focus on determine your nervous system regulation. Women don't heal with dysregulated bodies. Keeping it regulated helps you heal so you can show up and make the difference in the world that you want to make. If you're dysregulated, you don't do that. Compliments, things showing up for you, are simple litmus tests to see where you're standing in that fight or flight. Because receiving a compliment is really hard to do in fight or flight. So they're just simple litmus tests to see, where am I at? How's my give receive cycle? Because health isn't just about doing things. It's about receiving things also. Anyway, I went over. Have the best day. Bye. I'm truly going to the end stream now. I'm done.